But I'll tell you the one shining moment for me for this offense in this game was where they actually playing a little bit of the hurry up offense. Pat was getting the ball out quick. They were actually moving the ball very efficiently, so they looked good then. But it's whenever we want to possess the ball for like half the quarters, whenever we start slowing down, we try to be methodical with it. It doesn't work out as well usually. We drove right down the field and scored. 2 minute drill.
Do you think
Yeah,
do you want to see more of that, or are you just like happy with how the 2 minute drill usually works for you guys?
I think
I
our two
honest,
minute drills are fantastic.
they're amazing, but I think honestly
It's not what I
Andy's just trying
asked.
to control the game a little bit more, get the time of possession all on our side, slow it down, control it to the finest he can. And whenever we need it, we can do it, but he doesn't want to play that way anymore. He doesn't want to blow teams out.
there.
I
So
think
I
he
mean,
wants to blow teams. I don't
before
I think
literally
he's just trying to
before
win.
before Isaiah
Exactly.
Pacheco
He's not
came
trying.
back, Andy Reid was running the ball at an extremely high clip. They were saying the highest clip of his entire career. And it's almost like as soon as Pacheco came back, he stopped fucking doing that. In a game where Pacheco came back, they had like the fewest carries for running backs all season. So I hope that trend fixes itself before we do anything embarrassing.
It makes sense for Pacheco, but if we're going to try and limit Pacheco's carries, we definitely need to get Kareem Hunt and Samaje Perine back into the fold. We can't just. I know Kareem probably needs a little bit of that break, and so definitely reduce from 20 carries a game, but 4 carries a game is far too little. I think for him, especially if we're trying to control the game, the time of possession, and continue to matriculate the ball down the field. Running plays are what work best for us and what run the clock, Andy. So you know what we need to do? Run the damn ball.
Just don't get in your head
Defensively,
over the fucking run game. Like
yeah.
we know what has been working and we need to stick to it.
Defensively,
Defensively,
I thought we did great the whole entire game up until Chris Jones called that timeout in the third quarter. Once that happened, it
um,
kind of switched up a little bit.
Wait, what did he
I
do?
It was a it was it completion for a first down, or was it like a going into a third down, and he just called a
third down.
timeout from the line, and
I
Chargers
think
kind of
it,
opened up from there.
I mean it was either a third down or a fourth down, but the Chargers were hurrying up and Chris was like there's some form of communication wasn't made to him and he stood up to call a timeout.
Damn.
That's fair enough. I don't. I mean, if there's a communication issue and
But
you
both
get,
both Spags
but
and Andy were saying we were fine.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, I don't know,
Gotta get in
but
shape.
I
Gotta get in shape.
Sean, you said the defense was really good. I thought the defense got very lucky. I think we as a team got very lucky in this game because it was this close. And for you audio listeners, I'm giving you kind of little fingers close together. It was that close to us getting blown out. There were 3 deep ball plays where Justin Herbert just overthrew either Palmer or Quentin Johnston
And
wide open
when did
down the
that
field.
happen though? Late second
Uh,
half.
second, second quarter, third quarter,
What did the
fourth
Chargers do the
quarter.
whole entire first half? Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's what they had.
You know how many times
Yeah,
they punted?
on quite a few times.
I'm
But you get
Almost
into the
every
Didn't
single
you guys have
drive.
like
but those
six
deep
in the
balls
first quarter though? Like, weren't you kicking field goals for like most of the first half too?
I think it was 6-3 in the first half.
No, it was 6-0 in the first half until we
Six
scored the
nothing first half.
touchdown.
Yeah, so like you didn't do shit all first half either. You kicked two fucking field goals. No one was doing shit in the first
either
half.
way,
Is what
the
I'm
Exactly.
getting
So
the
at.
the
Yeah.
defense was playing really well up until them scoring back-to-back touchdowns in the second half.
and
Yes.
Second
not only
half.
that, the three deep balls, which should have resulted in touchdowns. Thank goodness Justin Herbert has forgotten how to throw the pigskin a little bit because he had Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston wide open on 3 different drives on 3 separate long touchdowns that would have been 60, 70-yard bombs, and they would have been untouched walking into the end zone. I think this defense got a little lucky that none of those were caught.
Oh,
So
it was all because of Nick Bolton. He messed Justin Herbert up. He was hurt going into the game late in the second half. He couldn't get all he
also
could into the throw.
I am I am willing to bet if you pull tape on those three specific plays that you're talking about, the D line might have had some form of pressure to alter the way Josh or Justin Herbert's throwing that fucking ball.
No,
Because
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying our DBs got absolutely burnt. Our D line helped us in this game more so than they have helped us in any other game, and they were getting pressure on Justin Herbert. But if it was not for the defensive line, those three passes are ending up in touchdowns, and we're losing by three touchdowns.
so I do think there were some coverage gaffes. I think there were some mistakes made by the secondary out there, but overall, like I think McDuffie played well, Justin Reed played really well.
Oh,
Chamari Connor
Collinsworth was creaming his pants for McDuffie all night, dude.
Chamari Connor only gave up like one or two catches in the passing game. Like they for some reason before this game they were talking about the Chargers needing to target Chamari Connor and really focus on making him make mistakes in the passing game. Well, he only gave up a couple catches. There wasn't too much of a focus on him, and I think we really mitigated a lot of our losses. There was a lot of bend don't break, but we broke for a little bit in the second half when they scored back to back touchdowns. Um, but I, Chris Jones put up a hell of an effort in this Chargers game, and the D line across the board was creating pressure, but 9 times out of 10, Chris Jones was leading that pressure, and he was the guy that was creating havoc, literally making the entire Chargers offense like work around him. Their plays had to account for the pressure the depth that he was getting into the backfield in the running game and the passing game.
I thought it was a classic performance from him, honestly.
Yeah.
Like one from 2, 3 years ago, I think.
Without Chris Jones, you're right. I think that game is those
Dude,
balls
I
are
don't
getting
think your
caught. The
dynasty
other
is your
issues,
dynasty without Chris
it's
Jones.
not. It's
Honestly,
not.
bro. Honestly.
Chris Jones is a big piece of this team. The three main perpetrators of those DBs, Tybo, you named the ones who played really well, and I don't disagree with that. The three that did not play well is two for sure that have not played really well this season at all. You had Najee Johnson, he was getting burnt toast quite a bit in this game, and then Josh Williams was also getting messed up quite a bit. Now he's also got an injury. We are already very low at the corner position. The Chiefs are
Just signed
today
Steven Nelson,
just signed. Great breaking news. Steven
practice
Nelson,
squad,
Sweet.
practice squad.
the guy who called Kansas City a bunch of racists
Welcome
and
back.
bums, and that he didn't want to be here in the first place, and now he's back after being shitty for the rest of his career. So yeah, great to have him back.
And now
I
you
guess.
have him.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
again,
He's coming out of retirement for this.
What good
yeah,
news? What good? Do you have any more good news,
fantastic,
Sean?
great. The other
Best
guy
news
who
I've
was
heard all day.
burnt toast in this game, who has not been, who's played really well up to the second game against the Chargers. It was Brian Cook. Brian Cook was trying to jump routes. He was getting the wrong reads. He was coming down quite a bit, and they were hitting over the top where he was supposed to be. And that was really, really thankful that those passes did not hit because they would have all been on him.
You think he would have been cut today if like two or
No,
three of those
no,
passes had been caught?
he would not have been cut. He was a second, third round pick. Like he wouldn't have been cut, but
All right, all right.
he would have had a bad day in the media for sure.
Yeah, this Kansas City media is harsh. Let me tell you.
Let me let me
The
formulate a
Bob over
question.
there, yeah, it is.
Yeah, Bob's harsh.
Let me throw something out there real quick because
No.
I think there's someone on the defense that deserves more playing time. And I think if we adjust or rearrange some of the spots out there, I think we could make for more playing time for this individual. Leo Chenal. Okay? He is getting better in the coverage game, and he's showing a lot of effort. But he is a fucking head of steam coming on the blitz. When he's on the edge, up the middle, whenever he's like rushing the quarterback, like homie is just bullying people over, and I want to see more of that. But if we get him more playing time at the linebacker position, like next to Nick Bolton, I like keep Drew Tranquil out there and let Brian Cook uh maybe take some plays off. Like cuz Drew Tranquil can play the safety hybrid position, you know? Like the kind of nickel kind of like he's good in the coverage game.
I
If we
was
keep all three of those linebackers out there, I think the defense might be playing better. I don't know.
We're
Drew
saving it for the playoffs.
Leo is definitely one of the biggest things that went right in this game, and honestly, for most of our games, he has been getting it right. I was talking about this with some other people. I want to know what your guys' opinion on this might be. I would like to switch him positions. And I would very much like to see Leo Chenal on the field more often. And there's a position that we are fairly weak at, even though now we have gained some additional depth with players coming back from injury. But I think Leo Chenal could really flourish as a defensive end, outside linebacker, put him in that Tamba Hali position, that TJ Watt position, let him rush the quarterback more often. He's very fast. He's very strong. He can really bully those left tackles and right tackles. He doesn't really. I mean, he could increase his repertoire of pass rushing moves, doing swims and spins. But realistically, if he can hold an edge, which we know that he can, and we know he can get to the quarterback, I would not. It's probably not going to happen, but I would not be opposed to moving him to a down edge rusher, a down linebacker edge rusher position.
I don't hate that move, and I do think either way, from what I'm about to argue, I don't think you can really go wrong. But like, if I just see him as a developing into a field roamer. Like if we keep Nick Bolton for a while and Leo moves into a linebacker that can just stand next to Nick Bolton out there, like he's up there with the duos that I just listed off a few weeks ago in my Tybo's top five. Like he's fast and using that speed in the coverage game. I think like he's continually getting better. But where I really just like get my rocks off watching him fucking play is when he rushes the quarterback. So I really don't hate the idea of moving him to that outside edge rusher position.
You'd get your rocks off all game.
I just think
Think
there's
about
That'd be a
that.
problem for Tybo.
I think there's more at uh at like an inside linebacker type of thing. Like he's talented, that's for sure, and I hope to see him in red and gold fucking for a while.
I think my player of the game, honestly, was Samaje P. Ryan. Big third down conversion late in the game. He also laid the block on Derwin James for Mahomes to get a little bit more time and get the ball out to Xavier Worthy. If you guys haven't seen that block, that was a great block. Him picking that up. Go out there and watch it. Big block we needed in the right
Go
time.
out there, and watch it.
Outside, touch grass.
That's
My
grass.
my player of the game definitely was a guy you just named, Sean. Xavier Worthy, a guy who has finally kind of stepped up. Maybe he's finally getting the idea of what his role is. Maybe he's finally understanding the full playbook. I don't know, but in this game specifically, Patrick Mahomes relied on him. Five of six for 41, I think it was 45, 41, 5 of 6. He was in the positions that he needed to be. He was relied on, and he was able to come through. He wasn't. He hasn't really broken out into that big playmaker like he was at the beginning of the season, or what we drafted him for. And maybe that comes next year or the year after when Rashee Rice is fully in, and maybe we get a different OC in and work things around. But for being as young as he is, finally understanding the playbook and becoming a reliable option right before the playoffs hit, I would like to see this sort of game out of him a couple more times where he can just kind of be a little safety valve for Patrick Mahomes and continue to do so.
Safety valve is something that's a little more tends itself to be like tight ends and running backs. Like he's a weapon of attack. Like he should be a focal point of an offense type of thing. Like he should be very Tyreek Hill esque in this option offense.
But I think he'll get there. I think we're just missing the pieces that kind of will help
Compliment.
that along. Right? Like we don't have the complementary pieces of a Hollywood Brown or a Rasheed Rice to kind of take away those DBs that are really covering him quite a bit because he has to kind of be that outside guy right now. And yes, we have DeAndre Hopkins, but I think defenses aren't respecting him a whole lot just because simply Patrick Mahomes also has a guy in his face, at least one almost every single play. And so I think there's a lot of compounding factors that are resulting in him not being able to be that guy that we initially drafted him for, that will get corrected and fixed in the coming seasons. If not into the playoffs when Hollywood Brown comes back.
I really hope that like us saying that all season when Hollywood Brown comes back, I hope that shit doesn't go to waste. Like if he comes in
You guys have been
and
saying it a lot. You've been saying it a lot all year,
sprains
dude.
his
If he
fucking
doesn't do
ankle again
shit
or
when he comes
whatever,
back,
like
it looks so
I'll
bad.
be
My player of the game was going to be the refs for you guys, but you guys had more penalties than the Chargers did. So,
Way to ruin a joke, Tommy.
no player of the game for me.
sad Raiders fan.
Everybody sucked. Wish the game had ended in a 0-0 tie. Honestly, fuckers.
Oh man.
Yeah, I only watched the first half, I'll be honest, and then I watched highlights the next morning. So,
This guy Tommy hates football.
dude, I just watched two. I can't keep. I get so
Dude,
tired of watching the Chiefs on fucking
dude,
prime time, dude. For the love of God,
fucking dead.
fuck
You're gonna
you,
be seeing
dude.
it for a while, Tommy.
Yeah, I know, man, and I gotta deal with we gotta deal with the goddamn Cowboys tonight. Like, it's terrible.
Uh, yeah, not a maybe a good game.
I need
Not
30
good
points
football,
out of
but maybe a good.
Jamar.
Mm,
Well, listen, that's
Cowboys
a
are so
wrap
bad.
on NFL Week 14 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Next up, we've got the Browns, and that starts our 10-day window where we get 3 games inside that 10 days
Oh
up
my god,
until
10-day window.
Christmas when we play
Window.
the Steelers. We've got Jameis and the Browns coming up next, so make
Jameis.
sure to stay tuned later
Famous
on this week.
James.
We give you the script on how that game will go. Until next time, go
Go
Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
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 Step bro.